My name is Theis Munksgaard-Hansen. I am an innovation specialist. I work at the Innovation Center, Denmark, and I cover the relations from our centers back here to everything that's happening in Denmark, and I do that for the innovation centers in Seoul, Bangalore, Shanghai, and then also Tel Aviv and Munich on specific thematic areas. I usually say that we have two different types of services that the Innovation Center provides to Danish startups. So we have services that are aiming at retrieving knowledge from these innovation hotspots to the Danish innovation ecosystem. So that could come in the form of our sort of very traditional like reports, right? We write up, sort of gather information on specific trends, and then we use that to inspire the Danish innovation ecosystem back home. Or it can be the other way around. So instead of retrieving knowledge, then taking Danish ideas and going abroad with them, right? Which is what most recently happened in Seoul, where we gathered up a bunch of Danish corporations all working within the Metaverse space. That's sort of an umbrella term for both virtual reality, augmented reality, extended reality, and then we had just one company working with artificial intelligence as well. That all went to Seoul to explore their possibilities out there, look for potential partners, and then we attended like this massive expo thing where they got exposed to a whole sort of series of potential Korean partners.
Well, I'm Tine Thirup. I'm the Business Development Director at Kanda. We're a startup company based in Aarhus. We train the people that keep the industrial world running, and by that we mean that we actually develop virtual training for complex industries where we focus mainly on the maritime, on renewable energy and the healthcare sector. There are many reasons why this is really important. Looking at today's sort of one of the major agendas in terms of the climate crisis, virtual training is a really sustainable choice where you don't have to fly your employees at the other side of the world. You can just provide them with a virtual training and they can train whenever and how much they actually would like to. Having the Innovation Center of Denmark to facilitate these meetings, to sort of assist us with translation and make us understand the cultural aspects of the Korean business culture and how we could approach it in a respectful manner. I think that was really valuable. I think we're really considering in actually having a physical presence, open up an office down there, because I think that's the conclusion. If you want to do business, if you want to have valuable collaboration with companies in Korea, you need to be there. You need to understand the culture. You need to understand how to operate, how to deal with Korean companies in a respectful manner.
My name is Matias Søndergaard and I'm the co-founder and chief product officer at Rokoko. So in Rokoko we have a vision to democratize motion by enabling everybody, regardless of technical expertise and budget, to make 3D animation. Normally this is being done for video games and creative content in VFX and animation content. And we are making a full body motion capture suit and a set of gloves which everybody can use, where you can capture your actual physical movements and then put them on a digital character. It's important for us to create these tools to foster a new generation of content creators. So normally when you want to make a video game or a piece of animation, you really needed a big budget and a very long time to actually execute your idea. With our tools and the accessibility and the mobility, it's way faster and way more accessible to actually make creative content. Asia is very important for us because you see a whole new generation of content creators popping up to do content for music videos, video games, small social media pitches, and they never had access to motion capture before. We can provide them the new tools so they can make their creative content. On our trip to Seoul, we learned a lot of things. First and foremost, we had a fantastic trip and it was super exciting to engage with the whole delegation. We also met the relevant partners in the Metaverse industry upcoming in Seoul, which is a new and really kind of engaging industry. Secondly, we are looking to expand and make a new office in Asia, and we want to learn about the culture and the business setup in Seoul. So we met with relevant resellers and potential partners and investors in Seoul as well.
My name is Sophie Wittwed and I'm a futurist and head of media at the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies. So I focus a lot of my time right now on the development of the metaverse. So there are a lot of opinions about the metaverse right now because nobody really knows what it's going to be. But overall, there's a general consensus that the metaverse is this convergence of our physical and our virtual lives. So a lot of our life will be in this sort of mix of the virtual and the physical. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that will impact our lives. If you look at the young people today, they value their experiences in the virtual worlds sometimes more than they do in the physical worlds. And I think this will actually somehow transcend into how all of us is going to experience this move towards the virtual world. And this is something that's kind of a very big mind shift, but it's something to be very aware of, I think, as a company. Asia has always been a couple of steps ahead of us when we look into the technological development, which is obviously also interesting to see into how they're doing and what kind of products that they have right now, what kind of services, how they do it, and especially also how users adapt to it. So there are a few steps ahead of us in the development of the metaverse. And for instance, in South Korea, we can see how some of their products have gained a huge traction, like their virtual world CPO, which is really interesting with 300 million users. So they have a really good use case. And I think from a Danish perspective or a Nordic perspective, we can really learn from that and look into how they are doing it and what we might do the same, but also what can we add of value and what can they learn from us. So it's good to have a little bit of knowledge sharing and seeing how we can all gain knowledge and experiences and best practice from each other.
If you are a startup or a different type of actor in the Danish sort of innovation ecosystem and that you are looking to explore opportunities abroad, also within the sort of pre-commercial stage. So if you haven't decided, for instance, which market to go towards yet, but you're in that phase of just exploring your many sort of your possibilities, then I would look to the Innovation Center because we have a whole range of services that will inform you about the many possibilities there are abroad.